Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Pepper wanted to say hello to all the lovely people that watch my channel. So say hi, Pepper. He's not having it. Clearly, I'm in a very spring mood today. The weather has been really nice lately, and so I wanted to take advantage of that and throw on a pink lipstick, wear some pink blush, throw on some pink outfit. I'm just so happy right now. Pink is my favorite color, and so the spring, summer is definitely when I get to pull out all those beautiful blush tones. Even in the fall and winter, I wear a lot of pink. So I just wear a lot of pink in general. So in today's video, I wanted to go over free self-care ideas that you can practice right now in your own home. Now with social distancing, I can understand that things can get really lonely and you can feel really isolated and really scared and unsettled, and I have been feeling that way myself. I really racked my brain to figure out exactly what I've been doing the past couple days as I have officially been under a self-imposed quarantine in order to feel my best. So these are some self-care ideas that I came up with that involve spending zero money. So the first and probably the biggest piece of advice that I can give you is to try to maintain a consistent schedule. That can be really hard because a lot of us are working from home or studying from home. So this is like unprecedented territory for a lot of us. Now, fortunately, I had the privilege of working from home before all this started. So I'm actually pretty good at working from home. I consider myself something of a work from home expert. And so I wanted to pass on this tip to you that it's really, really important in order to maintain a consistent schedule, in order to have your days not blend together completely, because that can be a huge problem that I have, where if I don't get ready in the morning, if I don't get out of my pajamas, if I work from bed, everything just kind of blends together and my day has no structure, and I don't know if it's Wednesday or if it's Monday or if it's Thursday. I have no idea. So in my opinion, humans need structure when there's a lot of chaos going on. I personally know that I love having structured days because it makes me feel most creative, which is kind of counterintuitive because you would think that lack of structure and openness would make me feel more creative, but I actually feel most creative and most productive and most inspired when I have structure in my day. So, this can manifest as many different things. You can try to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day. You can try eating meals at the same time every day. You can have a morning routine. It doesn't have to look like your normal morning routine for your 9-to-5 job. It can look like a different morning routine, but it still has to be a routine. Maybe this particular morning routine for your work from home situation is a little bit longer, a little bit more leisurely, but that's totally fine because you're allowed to have that time. Working from home can also pose a lot of challenges because it's very easy to get lost in your work and not take any breaks and just work way longer than you would normally work if you were in an office. Because when you're in an office, you take breaks all the time, whether or not you know it or not. Getting up and going to the bathroom, or getting water, or getting a soda from the fridge, or talking to a coworker, or having a meeting with your manager. All of those things are little breaks from your everyday work that, help refresh you throughout the day. In order to kind of help you understand how I'm structuring my day, I have been really active over on my Instagram stories, just showing you what I'm doing throughout the day, just to help you kind of get into the spirit of working from home or studying from home. My second self-care idea is to read a book. Books can be a really fun way to escape our current reality, maybe learn something new. A lot of people are saying that, you can use this time right now that we have during these either lockdowns or self-imposed quarantines or social distancing times in order to improve ourselves. And while I think that's really important that we improve ourselves, I think it's also important to take this time to rest, because I feel like this, as terrible as it is, as terrible as this pandemic is, I do think it's giving humanity as a whole a chance to learn how to reconnect with people, learn how to slow down, and learn how to break out of that really toxic productivity bubble. You can even join a virtual book club with some of your friends. So what some of my friends and I are doing is we have one book that we have picked, and then every week we have a call with all of us on it where we discuss what we read and what we think about the book. That could be really fun. You don't have to do it every single week. You could do it at the end of chapters, at the end of the entire book maybe, but it's nice to have it throughout the book because adds a little bit of accountability in there so that, you know, I have to read that section of the book because, you know, on Friday, for example, I have to get on a call with my friends and talk about that part of the book. So just something to think about. So right now I'm reading Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn. I am more than halfway done with it, and it's a really good read. Like, it's quite a page turner. I will say it's very, very graphic. If you are triggered by self-harm, then definitely proceed with caution with this book, because there's a lot of description of that kind of thing, but it doesn't bother me, so I'm fine reading it. But I'm just saying, if you have that problem, maybe don't read it, or make sure you're in a good place when you do read it. In terms of other books I'm reading Bad Blood, which is about the Silicon Valley startup Theranos, which is just a total shit show. That book is really entertaining, really scary actually to read, because it's just amazing how the founder of this company like completely deceived everyone. But anyway, if you want to read any of these books, you can totally Google the summaries of them, because I'm not doing a very good job explaining. And then the last book that I'm reading is Becoming by Michelle Obama. Love that book. I'm more than halfway done with that book too. She has just the most elegant style of writing. She's so personable, she's so relatable. So that has been a really great read as well. So I want you to comment down below with what books you're reading or planning to read or want to read or have read and really enjoyed, and tell me why, because I'm always looking for new great books to read. So currently I'm working on 3, but I'm almost done with 2 of them. So I will need to be getting some new books in pretty soon. So maybe one of your recommendations I will take up, and then maybe anyone reading the comments, they'll also look at your recommendations and be like, hey, maybe I'll try that book. So my next self-care tip is something that one of my yoga teachers says a lot. In yoga, I have a teacher who will constantly say, what can you adjust to make yourself 10% more comfortable? So what can you do? How can you apply that to real life? So in this situation where a lot of us are stuck at home, I want you to ask yourself, what can you do to make yourself 10% more comfortable? That could be something simple like getting a blanket or lighting a candle, or, you know, turning on your essential oil diffuser. You could open the curtains, you could cut some fresh flowers from your garden and bring them inside. Like, just what are these like little things that you can do to make yourself feel more comfortable in your environment? I'm not talking about like crazy, huge, elaborate changes to your interior where you completely redecorate and stuff like that. No. I'm talking about something as simple as just putting on some chill music while you work. If you're looking for really chill music, right now my obsession is the Chill Hop Music YouTube channel. But they just released their spring playlist and it is so good. Like, it's so like uplifting and really chill and calming and just like really good vibes. So I love the chill hop type of music. I find that stuff to be really nice. I'm sure Spotify and other, you know, streaming services have like relaxing playlists as well, but I think it's just really nice to just like chuck on a little bit of ambient music in the background while you're doing stuff. It just feels really nice and it elevates the mood in the room. My next tip is something I've been doing a lot, and that is calling and especially FaceTiming friends and family. So with social distancing and quarantines in full swing, I think it is imperative and so critical now more than ever that we reach out to our support networks and make sure that we feel loved, we feel supported, we feel heard, because I do believe that humans are social creatures and we are meant to have social interaction. We want to belong. And so, you know, if you live alone or something like me, it can be really hard to feel connected to the world and feel connected to other people when you're alone and you can't have face-to-face interaction with people. So I have been using my cell phone like crazy recently, calling my friends, calling my family members, FaceTiming people all the time. A lot of times what I'll do is, like with my mom especially, is I'll call her and I'll be working and she'll be working and we're just like on the phone with each other. We're not really having a conversation necessarily. We're just on the phone with each other while we're working. And occasionally, like, I'll be like, oh, did you hear about XYZ? And she'll be like, oh no, I didn't hear about XYZ. Let's talk about it. We'll briefly like chit chat and then go back to work. It's just really comforting having like another person on the phone with you while you're working. The same applies for music. So like a lot of times when I'm traveling and I'm staying alone in a hotel room, it can feel really lonely. So what I like to do is just throw on some YouTube videos in the background so that there's like a person talking. So like chatty vlog style videos or chatty makeup tutorials are my favorite videos to put on in the background because it's just talking, and I don't have to really pay attention to what the person is saying necessarily. It's just the, you know, background noise, the white noise of someone talking in the background. It makes me feel less lonely. Another self-care idea that involves spending $0 is doing some light exercise. Now, I know everyone is like, go do exercise, but like I really, really mean it. Doing exercise has significantly helped my mental health. Like you have no idea like how much it's improved my mental health. Social distancing does not mean that you can't leave your house at all. It just means that you have to avoid people. So don't go to a crowded park or anything. Maybe just take a walk around a quiet neighborhood, go for a run if you want to, or do some jogging. I think we get it in our heads a lot that either we need to have like a full 1 hour long, super sweaty, intense workout, or no workout at all. Like there's no in between. Like you have to do it all and you have to be super intense, or you're just better off just not doing it at all. And that's not true at all. Like something is better than nothing. Go for a walk in your neighborhood, do something light. If you're new to yoga, like I am, it's so unfortunate, but obviously the yoga studio that I go to closed, and so I can't go to class anymore. So I'm like, what do I do? Like I know enough to like make up my own vinyasa flows, but I'm not that good and I'm not really challenging myself. So I was like, what can I do? So I've been doing videos with yoga with Adrienne. She's really great. She's very, very calming, very nice presence. She's also really funny, which I did not anticipate when I started watching her videos. She has great YouTube videos about yoga. There's also the app Down Dog, which I recently downloaded, and it's surprisingly good. Like you can choose your practice and it has different types of practices. Like can you do vinyasa, hatha, restorative, quick flow, yin, chair yoga, ashtanga, sun salutations. You can pick how long you want the sequence to be in which you do your yoga. It goes from 9 minutes all the way up to 90 minutes. This video is not sponsored by Down Dog, by the way. I just thought it was a really cool app. It has a video component as well, so if you don't know what the heck the instructor is talking about, you can quickly glance up at the screen and it'll demonstrate the pose that you're supposed to be doing. So actually Down Dog is a paid app, but it is free until April 1st, I believe. Like I said, again, not sponsored. They don't know who I am. But I downloaded the app because it was free and I actually really like it. So I will probably continue to pay for it once it becomes a paid service. If you are not into yoga and you just like normal workouts, the Nike Fitness app, I used to use it a lot back in the day. That app is really good as well. If you guys know of any great fitness apps, then comment them down below so that everyone can read them and check them out. Another self-care tip is to clean your space. I personally feel extremely crazy and just a little bit insane when my space is not clean. So lately I have been cleaning so much. Sometimes though I don't feel like cleaning, and so when I'm in one of those rare moods where I'm like, I don't want to clean, it's gonna take too long, I'm tired, blah blah blah, what I do is I take my phone and I set a timer for 10 minutes and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna clean for 10 minutes, clean as much as I possibly can for 10 minutes. And then after the timer is up, if I feel like cleaning, I can keep cleaning. And if I don't feel like cleaning, I can stop. And honestly, this method works for anything. It works with exercise, it works with work, it works with homework, it works with cleaning. As long as you have that out after 10 minutes, for some reason psychologically, you're like, that wasn't so bad, like I can keep going. Another self-care tip, which has been really instrumental in personally me keeping calm during this very weird time, is journaling. And I have always been a very avid journaler. I've made videos in the past about journaling, but I want to reiterate again that journaling can be a really fantastic way to outlet your thoughts and emotions, especially if you don't have a therapist or if you're not comfortable talking to friends and family about what you're going through. It's a great way to de-stress because you have so many thoughts and so many emotions cluttering your brain, and I find that if you just write it on paper, it's like taking all that stress and just dumping it on a sheet of paper so that you don't have to deal with it anymore. That's how I personally see it. And the nice thing is that your journal is 100% confidential. No one's gonna read it, and so you can write whatever you want in there. This is a safe space. So I personally love practicing gratitude when I'm journaling. I think gratitude is super underrated, and I think now more than ever people need to practice gratitude. And so a really easy way to do that if you're new to journaling is In your journal, every night or every morning, write down 3 things that you're grateful for. Now they can be really simple, like I'm grateful for the pasta I had for dinner last night. It can be something bigger, like I'm really grateful for the health of my family right now. So you write down 3 things that you're grateful for. If you want to expand on that, you can also write down 3 things that you did that day, like, oh, I took my dog for a walk, I made lunch, and I worked on this thing for work. And then I think something cute you can do is write down 1 thing that you're excited to do the next day. So like, for example, tomorrow I'm really excited to drink my hot tea and watch YouTube videos in the morning. So journaling can be a super healthy way in order to channel those emotions and thoughts into a very productive, healthy way. And you don't need a fancy physical journal like I have, and this is not fancy by any means. I literally got it at Target. But you can use the Notes app in your phone. There are a ton of apps out there that are journaling apps that have prompts. I personally don't use any because I'm very old school with how I journal. I just like to journal the way that I want to journal. I don't like using prompts necessarily. But if you're new to journaling, if you have no idea where to start, there are tons of apps that can help you with that. And then my last self-care tip is to do the things that you reserve for special occasions. So use your nice lipstick, take a bath, light that really expensive candle that you bought a long time ago. You can make yourself a really nice hot tea or an iced coffee or an iced matcha while you work. Just do the little things that you reserve for special occasions. It's all about romanticizing what you're going through right now. And I don't mean that like romanticize COVID-19. I'm saying like this quarantine thing, try to make it as enjoyable as possible. Even if you are stuck at home, you know, do a full face of makeup if doing makeup makes you super happy. You don't need to be going to a wedding in order to rock, you know, bold winged liner or like a red lipstick. Just do it for the fun of doing it. I think more than ever now we're trying to rediscover our hobbies and do things for us, not to monetize, not for other people, but for us. And I think that is so incredibly healthy. So those are some self-care ideas that I think are going to be really important if you implement into your routine. If you have any other ideas for self-care that doesn't cost any money, then comment down below with what that is. And I'm sure a lot of people, including myself, would love to read that. I hope everyone is staying safe. I hope you're practicing either a quarantine or social distance. I think it's really important to pay attention to what the CDC and the World Health Organization are saying right now because they ultimately know what's going on and we don't. So ignore all the WhatsApp messages right now from your, you know, relatives overseas and whatnot. I personally have muted all of my WhatsApp channels because I just can't handle all the misinformation. So with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching and spending this time with me. Have a beautiful week and I will see you in my next video. Bye.